I got my sister a baby gift too. I got her one of those motorized swings, the Neglectomatic, right? Put the kid in with some Cheerios, wind it up, release him when he's 18. So I took off on a Saturday morning from my parents' driveway in Arlington, Virginia, with my Honda Civic loaded down with all my stuff. It was Saturday, August 28th, 1999, almost 20 years ago from today, and I was moving to Los Angeles. I had booked a few days at a comedy club in Sacramento the next weekend, and then I'd go on down to L.A. My friend Ron threw me a party the night before, and so I got to say goodbye to a lot of my friends and family. There was no Facebook or anything like that back then, so it was kind of tough not knowing when I'd see everyone. But the party was really fun. The first few days of my trip were pretty easy. I was stopping at friends' house and overall smooth sailing. Then, on the fourth day, I was having a sandwich on a park bench in, I think, Wyoming, when I called the club to see what time I had to be there on Thursday. I got the recording. And that's a good thing, because it announced that the comedians for the week would be there starting Wednesday. What? Yeah, in my emotional move, I had mixed up the days that I had to be at the club. It was Tuesday, and I had to be there the next night. I jumped in my car and started driving fast. Yeah, the relaxing part of this trip was over. That night around 10 p.m., in a really remote area of eastern Nevada, I stopped for gas. And when I got out of my car started smoking. I mean, bad. It wasn't overheating. It was all coming from underneath the car, and it was just billowing out. There was a ton of smoke, and it was really scary. Some guy walked by me into the store and said, "Man, your car is smoking." I followed him in, and I went into the bathroom. I was really panicked, but I looked in the mirror, and I thought, I cannot panic. I'm here by myself. It's in the middle of the night. It's in Nevada. I have no one to call. I cannot panic. After taking a few deep breaths, I got myself together and walked back out. The same guy walked by me and said, "Man, it's still smoking." I said, "Do you know anything about cars?" He ignored me and walked away. I asked the gas station guy, and he called a friend, but the guy couldn't come out that night. The gas guy said there was a hotel about 20 miles away, and if I could make it, maybe I should just rest. I remember the drive to the hotel. All along the highway, there were signs that there was a prison nearby, so don't stop and don't pick up hitchhikers. I thought, what if my car breaks down? Yeah, it was scary. I got to the room and slept for a couple of hours, and about 7 a.m. I got up and drove into this little tiny town looking for a fix-it place. My car wasn't smoking anymore, but I was still worried. I saw two guys standing outside a shop, so I pulled in. They took a quick look under the hood and couldn't find anything. The guy said, "Well, where are you going?" I said, "Sacramento." He said, "Well, my advice to you is, lady, keep on driving." A friend of mine later told me that should be the name of my book. Lady, keep on driving. So I did. I drove the whole day, and into the night, I made it to the club 30 minutes before the show. And the show went great. And afterwards, I was at the bar telling the bartender my story and how I was just exhausted. I told him when I get to the house where they had put the comics up, that I was just going to not even unpack, going straight to bed. He looked at me and said, "Well, when I moved from my hometown here, I did that too. And the next morning, someone had broken into my car and stole all my stuff." Great. So I spent the next few hours unloading all of my stuff. The week at the club went well, though, and on Monday I headed down to L.A., to my friend Rhonda's house. I have to say that I was more scared and upset than excited. I remember crying on most of the drive into L.A., because I just felt so lost and just felt like I didn't know what was going to happen for the future. And then that song Lullaby by Sean Mullins came on the radio, and all of a sudden I just relaxed. And I thought, it is going to be okay. As for my car, it only did that smoking thing one more time, and I didn't have the money to fix it, so I didn't. I drove it for 6 more years, no more problems. The takeaway tip from this is to not panic. I think I got through the trip because I didn't let myself fall apart in the gas station bathroom. So stay focused on what you're doing and don't worry about the bumps in the road. That's it for this episode. Thanks for listening. Feel free to check out my website, theworklady.com. This is Jan. Take care and enjoy your journey.